I'm Henry with Rainier Firearms Academy. I'm going to bring you guys along while we throw a compensator onto this Glock here. It's a Glock 19, and let's get started. We're going to be sticking in a new barrel into this one because ours is not threaded. Now with this setup, this one here is the compensator from Arms Republic. This particular one's set up for Gen 4. We're going to be putting it on a 5. They use the same recoil guide rod and everything, so all should be right and well there. The only tools we're going to need for this are going to be an Allen key that runs on these little grub screws here and here, and those are going to be used to lock down on the barrel and prevent it from rotating. So we're going to try a couple of Allen keys here. We're going to go ahead and loosen these up so they don't interfere with us actually screwing this onto the barrel here in a quick minute. Alright, now let's go ahead and take our gun apart. Alright, so here's the barrel coming out. Let me show you guys. This is the whole reason we're changing is we have no threaded portion, and this particular one actually runs on threads here inside the barrel. So we're going to unscrew our thread protector from our new barrel, because that's going to prevent it from going in the slide if we don't. Got that guy in. We're looking for some good fitment here. We want to make sure that it falls upward like that. That's going to let us know it's locking in. And we're going to go ahead and set our rod here. Now with this guy, this is just going to screw on to the barrel itself. And we're going to try and get that down as snug as we can without interfering. So right here, we're rubbing up on the slide. We're going to rotate it back. Now that we have it here, make sure everything stays lined up, and we're going to go ahead and lock down these little screws here. Just like that. Both sides. Now it's important we don't run these too tight because we'll strip them. You also don't want to run them too loose because then your compensator will start to walk and that can damage the finish of your gun or negate its effects altogether. And we'll go over what kind of effects you can expect out of a compensator here in a second. So we'll put it and stick this guy on, and what we're just going to do is we're just going to run some hand cycles on it. We just want to make sure that it's actually going to work. So that should do the job there. So now that we have the compensator installed, let's go over some reasons as to why maybe you might want this and some things that your gun may need after the fact in order to keep running reliably. Right out the gate with a compensator, we're hanging weight off the barrel. This is going to help with that muzzle kick as we shoot. There's also this big open portion. This is what actually does the compensation work. So this is going to help to force the gun down a little bit more, and it's also going to help to pull it forward, almost like a muzzle brake a little bit. And that's going to help reduce some of that recoil impulse that we get, that shock to the hand or that hard muzzle kick. This is going to help kind of level all that out. One thing that comes from that, though, is especially on these Browning actions, the tilting barrel pistols, where when you cock them back, you'll see the barrel kind of come up like that. One of the things that we need to keep in mind with these is these require inertia, and as soon as we put something like this on, we're taking some of that inertia away. Not to say you're going to have a problem, but you might have an issue with some cycling, and the solution to that would be to replace your guide rod spring with something maybe a little bit lighter. And it doesn't have to be crazy light, but the spring we're talking about is this guy here. This may be overpowered for a compensated pistol. You can get a lighter weight spring. I think we have some on our website for the Gen 4 made by Sprinko, which comes with a variety of weights, and you'll be able to kind of fine-tune exactly what you need. And those are silica-based springs, so they'll last a long time too. Now those won't be captured springs, but that can be a benefit in some cases where you need to change springs quickly. Say you're going to take this off and put a suppressor on, you may want to change that spring because now you need an extra weight spring to run that. But that guy there's ready to shoot. Been Henry with Rainier Firearms Academy. And, thanks for tuning in, guys.